Hey peeps, it's your girl Blessed D Gaza Diva and welcome back to the Blessed D Gaza Diva channel. Vybz Kartel, you are indeed the lifeline of dancehall and Jamaica music in the entire world.
You're not like anyone else. You find the way you are. Did you do this all yourself? A smile ignites the room. Sitting us up to the time, you know it's Kartel, representing for Blessed D, Gaza Diva. I'm out.
Hey peeps, it's your girl Blessed D Gaza Diva. Celebration, Gaza Nation celebration. What am I gonna do you know for stop with? Dancehall star Vybz Kartel and his co-accused have been granted leave to appeal the murder conviction against them in the UK-based Privy Council. The judgment granting them leave to appeal was handed down this morning in the Court of Appeal. It follows judgments back in April when the appeal of the murder conviction against popular dancehall artiste and his co-accused were rejected by the Court of Appeal. The judgment was handed down during a virtual sitting of the Court of Appeal by Justice Nicole Simmonds.
The applicants are granted conditional leave to appeal to Her Majesty in Council the decision of the Court of Appeal delivered on 3rd and 17th April 2020 pursuant to Section 110, subsection 2B of the Jamaica Constitution for consideration of the questions below. Subparagraph A. Does the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms affect the court's authority to admit into evidence material acquired, secured, or collated in breach of the rights and freedoms that the Charter guarantees? And if so, in what way?
Justice Simmonds further indicated in the ruling that they've been granted leave to appeal against the issues to include a trial judge's refusal to discharge the jury following impropriety on their part.
The trial judge's management of the issue of jury impropriety that occurred during the course of the trial, in particular, the procedure that was adopted and the extent of the inquiry that was conducted. 2. The trial judge's refusal to discharge a jury or any juror following his inquiry into the issue of jury impropriety.
The ruling also indicated that the offenders have been granted leave to appeal the High Court's handling of fresh evidence during the hearing of the matter.
Any inadequacy in the trial judge's directions to the jury following the inquiry into the issue of jury impropriety, and 4, the failure of the Court of Appeal to expressly demonstrate its findings and conclusions in respect of the fresh evidence that was adduced concerning the issue of jury impropriety at the trial.
Justice Nicole Simmonds, Court of Appeal judges, speaking during a virtual sitting of the court this morning. Attorney Isaac Buchanan is representing Vybz Kartel. Bianca Samuels is representing Shawn Storm Campbell. Campbell's lead attorney is Bert Samuels. Attorney John Clark is representing the other two co-convicts of Kaira Jones and Andre St. John. Meanwhile, Justice Simmonds says the attorneys have 90 days to prepare and dispatch their appeal for the Privy Council.
The applicants shall each pay the sum of $1,000 within 30 days of today's date for the due prosecution of the appeal, and B, that within 90 days of today's date, the applicants should take the necessary steps for the purposes of procuring the preparation of the record and its dispatch to England. 3. The cost of and incidental to this application shall be costs in the appeal to Her Majesty in Council. This judgment will be available later today on our website.
It's a good day for Gaza Nation. Gaza Nation, I don't know how you're feeling right now, but I'm feeling supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. We know the fight our dancehall artists get. Him get the biggest fight. Him and one of the artists will get the fight. Him and some of the artists will get the fight. Him and the biggest fought artist from the government, from the music industry, from producers, from music slayers, from music users. Watch and see how them are gonna try come in line now, Gaza Nation. You remember how them hype up and them go on when Vybz Kartel case did say it upheld. Watch and see how them are gonna fall in line. Them are gonna just fall in line at the next few months for watch and see what gonna go on again. So what this mean, Gaza Nation? We're not focused on no locus, which is always our modus operandi. What this means now, let's break it down. So the first thing that was realized in this, everything that Vybz Kartel was when they appealed back in April, their conviction, and it was upheld, everything that it was upheld for is now the reason why they're taking it to the Privy Council. The ruling that they looked at this morning, based on the fact that they had fresh evidence during the hearing of the matter, those fresh evidence weren't taken into consideration like it is supposed to do from the land of litigation or mitigation, or whichever you want to call it. Also, on the grounds, not only fresh evidence was used as a means of appealing this case, but they also looked at the juror who was to be implicated, the impropriety of the juror. The courts, even the local courts of appeal, did not take the opportunity to discharge, to get rid of, or the jury itself that were used to convict Vybz Kartel and his co-accused. So what they're basically saying is that we're looking at all the things these people disagreed with. We're looking at all the things, the fresh evidence that were produced, some of which that proved that Vybz Kartel was in the hospital at the time they claimed Vybz Kartel was at the location. The other evidence that said Vybz Kartel's cell phones were tampered with by the police and it was in their possession for a couple days. We know all the pictures that they had sent out at the time, and we know how this modern day and age that they can tamper with voicemail, they can tamper with voice notes, etc., etc. So all of that would fall under the fresh category, the fresh evidence, category that they did not look at. And they didn't look at it because had they taken it into account, some of even the years or the conviction itself would have been overturned. That being said, so apart from that, they're also looking and speaking to the jury element now, where, one of the jurors was bribed and nobody looked into it. Nobody took it into account. Nobody spoke to it after the courts of appeal. Nobody even delved into it to say, okay, this by law should cause the case to be dismissed. And secondly, nobody took it up in hands to say, all right, let's at least look at the juror and do a new trial. Because remember, that was one of the reasons, or one of the situations that could have happened or taken effect had Vybz Kartel case been reviewed, but none of that took effect. So they're going to England Privy Council now. So wipe out everything out of your head that was done from the get-go back in 10 years ago. Wipe out everything out of your head that happened with this case. Just deal with this and think of it as a new case, that this is the first time Vybz Kartel is going to be tried, but they are going to look at it to say, okay, this man was given life imprisonment. When it goes to the Privy Council, upon which basis was he given life imprisonment? Upon which premise was he given life imprisonment? So all the evidence that we have argued for 10 years to say that was malicious, to say that it was tampered with, to say that it is not substantial enough to stand up in court, to say that it's not evidence enough. For one, they don't even have a body. For one, they're putting the man in a place where he wasn't. He was in the hospital. So all of these evidence are considered fresh evidence, are going to be looked at again when we go to the Privy Council. So during the sitting now, so they have 90 days, pretty much 3 months, to make up their mind as to what they're going to pay the funds, $1,000, more than likely it's 1,000 Jamaican dollars, chicken feed, literally. And then they're going to start the processing so that we can move into the Privy Council. Gaza Nation, I'm so excited. We're not going to focus on anything negative. We're just going to say one more prayer. Thank God. For those of you who are prayer warriors, keep praying. For those of you who are hopeful, keep hoping. For those of you who are wishful thinkers, keep wishing and remain loyal to the Gaza. Never switch. We can't switch. We don't know our name, so we never switch all when we are Twitch. Gaza for life. My artist most happy today. Shawn Star most happy today. I am pretty sure that the entire Gaza Nation family spam the comment section. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what you're looking forward to, because we can't wait. Vybz Kartel appeal has been granted, people. We have been granted the green light to go to the Privy Council. All the delay, them delaying it, it's been done. Thank you, Lord. I'm out.